Khalid, can you hear me? Let me make you co-host. Yes. Now please unmute yourself. Yeah, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Please unmute yourself. Khalid, please unmute yourself.
Yes.
Yeah, let me start now. Dr. Khalid Abdullah and dear participants, good afternoon and namaste. Welcome to a very special webinar on the Sudan crisis. Is the conflict beyond control? Before we start, let me briefly introduce NICE. Nepal Institute for International Cooperation and Engagement is an independent, apolitical, non-partisan think tank which believes in freedom, democracy, and world free from conflict. We envision a world where sources of insecurity are identified and understood, conflicts are prevented or resolved, and peace is advocated. We all are aware that an armed conflict between rival factions of the military government of Sudan began on 15 April 2023, where clashes broke out in the cities with the fighting concentrated around the capital city of Khartoum and the Darfur region. While the situation in Sudan is severe, there is not much attention and discussion on the issue. South Asia, that is quite far from Sudan, is not much aware of the development there. Thus, to raise awareness and understand the ground realities, we have invited Dr. Khalid Abdullah, who is from Sudan. Dr. Khalid Abdullah has over 12 years of experience in Sudani politics, having worked for various organizations in Sudan as a political affairs officer, such as the Carter Center's Democracy Program in Khartoum. He is currently working as the political affairs officer at the British Embassy in Khartoum. Dr. Abdullah holds PhD from the School of International Studies, Jawaharlal Nehru University, New Delhi. Dr. Abdullah, once again, welcome to our program. Kindly make your remarks in around 20-25 minutes, which will be followed by question and answers. The program is streaming live in Facebook and several other platforms. We'd like to request all our participants to drop their question on Zoom chat or on the Facebook Live. You can also tweet or WhatsApp if you like. Dr. Abdullah, over to you. Thank you. We've again lost the connection. We're trying to reconnect. There is poor network in Sudan, so we are trying to connect with the scholar. Please bear with us. Khalid, please carry on. Khalid, the audio is not yet connected.
Hello,
Yes, we can hear you. Please carry on.
can you hear me now? Okay. Sorry, there's some, as I said, I was just witnessing a lot of some network difficulties here in Khartoum, as you know. But let's, can I, what do you think?
Yeah, please carry on. You can start. We can hear you.
Okay. I have been working with the international community for quite a long time, since 2010, and I have been very much aware of what's going on the Sudanese politics, as I have been working with the British Embassy and the Carter Center for quite a long time. The fighting that has erupted in Khartoum and elsewhere in the country is that result of various war struggle within Sudan, with the Sudan military leadership. The clashes are between the regular army forces, we call it RAF, Sudanese army forces, and the paramilitary forces called Rapid Support Forces, which is being initiated by the ex-Muslims brothers regime, who has been ruling Sudan from 9.
Lost the connection again. He has rejoined.
Hello?
Yes, please carry on.
Yeah. So let's start by to introduce Sudan. Where is Sudan? For those that don't know much about this torn country in this Central East African country.
Please carry on, Khalid. Khalid, can you hear me?
Okay. Yes, I can get. Now I can get. I can hear you.
Please carry on.
Let's. Okay. Who's fighting? Who's fighting in Sudan? Since the main problem, which is brought this war life in Sudan, is because of the 2021 October coup, which is being run by the Council of Generals, who led Sudan after the revolution of 2018 by the Sudanese people who removed the Bashir Muslim supervisor rule. The two generals, General Fattah al-Burhan, who is the head of Sudanese army forces, and in effect, the country president. And his deputy leader of the RSF, Rapid Support Forces, which is in short called Janjaweed, General Muhammad Hamdan Dagalo, better known as Hemeti. They have disagreed on the direction of the country. Where Sudan should be going and move. And the two generals has disagreed about the transitional government, how should lead Sudan to the democratic government.
We're really sorry we have lost connection. Please carry on.
Okay, let's start short in short because I'm just here facing a lot of difficulties. I will just try to talk about why did the fighting in Sudan start. The shooting began on 15th of April, as all of you are following. The days after days of tension, and members of the RSF were redeployed around the country in a move that the army saw that as a threat to them. There had been some hope that talks that the army saw as a threat. The talk that the so-called FFC, Forces of Freedom and Change, and RSF and the paramilitary forces RSF, they have agreed to sign an agreement called the Framework Agreement, which it should end the tension between the two armies, and that the two army should be joined as one army. There is a suggestion after a very long workshop that the two armies should join each other within 1 year. That was a suggestion of a regular army, and there's another suggestion from the FFC and RSF that the joining of one army should be in 5 to 2 years. The reason behind the army suggesting 1 year, that because they want to enable the Muslims further to come back again to power. So I will just try to say something in short. I want to try to say something in short about I will just some bullets. So they also associate war between the two army and the two sides, claiming to gain more ground and secure more wins. I would emphasize that initially, the army have said this will only take a couple of days to end the war against the militia, the militia army force. Instead, their poor judgment. That was very poor judgment by the army, because it is going on for the last 40 days, and the humanitarian situation is too bad. And from my side, I would say that the international community is more responsible about the current war, because the evacuation of their citizens was in a very fast days. They have not even stopped. They try to evacuate their citizen and the diplomat in a very in the very beginning. Didn't even look to end the war and to look after the humanitarian situation. The IF also infiltrated neighborhood, have taken shelters in people's homes in a very popular area. SAF also just only referred to them as a militia. Fatah Burhan, the leader of the army, have called his vice president as rebels leaders, and they have called the rapid forces as the leader, and that they have to be shooted, have to be arrested by the people and by the army. RSF are randomly arresting men and accusing them of being affiliated with armed.
We cannot hear you. Yeah. Khalid, please continue. We have connected your audio to Zoom. So please just start.
Okay. I would like to just apologize for this, because the situation is too bad here, and the internet is very slow. and we're just trying to fix it so many times, and apologize for that. So I would like to speak a bit about the humanitarian situations. People are facing a lot of power cut, a lot of shortage of water, shortage of cooking gas, shortage of everything. Around 1 million people have left their countries from Khartoum, and the capital consists of Khartoum and Omdurman and Bahri, mainly Khartoum and Omdurman and Bahri. People moved from their own home to the borders towards Egypt, towards Chad, towards Central Africa, towards Ethiopia and Eritrea. And big number of people, which is very easy for them, they have moved towards Egypt because it is only 12 hours, drive by bus from Khartoum, the capital. But they have to face a lot of checking, a lot of checking by the armed forces, either by the RSF, which is totally control Khartoum, the RSF, the paramilitary, the Rapid Support Forces that they're controlling Khartoum totally. They have to check they have to check your phone. They have to see your messages. They have to listen your grouping, chatting, and everywhere. If they suspect you part of the army, part of any paramilitary, or part of others, for the last 30 years, you will be arrested or you will be killed directly. I'm living now in Omdurman, which is 10 to 15 minutes from the presidential palace. Every day we hear a lot of bullet, a lot of bombing, a lot of aircraft bombing here and there. And as I can tell you, my area is just evacuated by at least 80 or 70% of people who are being around. Let's come back again to the framework agreement, which is supposed to end the tension between the army support forces and between the SAF. RSF are accusing SAF, the Sudanese regular forces, of accommodating more than 800 officers, high officers, which RSF claimed that they are part of the Muslim Brotherhood. They have been recruited since 1989. And now the process to recruit armed officer here in Khartoum since 1989, that they have to go through the Muslim Brotherhood. If you are not a member of the Muslim Brothers, you will not be able to be high officer. That is the claim of the RSF, and I can say they have a point on that. But at the same time, who initiated the RSF? It is initiated by President Bashir, and they have called it those to group their self-protection of him, and they have helped him on killing and bombing many places in Sudan, like in Darfur. They are directly responsible of the genocide in Darfur, responsible of sitting, which is hold in 2019 in front of the army headquarters, and responsible of killing more than 172 youth who went against the Burhan and Begalu, who in 2021, 25th of October. So I can strongly say that the army is responsible of declining and of stopping the political process fast in 2019 by after removing the sitting, and in 25th of October after the military coup, and because there was a kind of partnership between the civilian FFC, we call it Forces of Freedom and Change, and the army. They have a partnership. The government was headed by the Prime Minister Hamdok, and at that time, the international community supported the government strongly to end the 30 years of the military regime. But unfortunately, the Muslim Brotherhood, who were part of the army, they have suffocated the government. Again, when we were trying to reach the framework agreement and to sign the agreement, which is end even the the military rule. Again, the military and the Muslim brothers inside the army, they have initiated the war, and this is a situation which is going on now. I can say 80% of they're out of service. There is an ongoing after the Jeddah peace agreement, which is mediated by the US and the Saudi to end the war. There is a continuously hitting and killing and bombing here and there. Both sides have no any respect for the ceasefare. There is also continuous bombing by air in the civilians area. There is 10,000 of pregnant women. They have faced a lot of tough situation. Some of them they have died in the way to hospitals outside of Khartoum. The nearest hospital in 170 kilometers. It is the city called Wad Madani. So I can say there is no kind of community. There is no even now again we can say Darfur is facing tribal conflict, which is a result of that. There is a weak kind of rule of international community for helping and supporting the Sudanese civilian and people here. I can say also the civilians, political and the political parties here, they have nothing to can do much because of the ongoing war. People cannot move. I can tell you now, even for the last 40 years, I did not move out from my home. The longest place I went is just around 2 or 3 kilometers just to buy some food for my family or just to read sometime phone prayer at the nearest mosque. Anyway, this is how should look. People who peace around the world to support Sudanese people during this war. This war, it may go for long. It may be worse than the Syria and the Yemen and because of the kind of hatred, I can just call it publicly. That is hatred. It is coming out against Sudanese, against themselves, against their own people. And Khartoum never faced such kind of situation since it is independence in 1956. I would say that there is a lot of armed forces apart from the RSF. I would like to mention there is Abdelaziz Al-Hilu forces. They are standing, waiting for a chance to come and enter. There is Justice and Equality, the Free Movement, the Sudanese Liberation Movement. That I can say around 8 armed forces around Khartoum. They are waiting for their chance to enter Khartoum, and it will open international intervention, and that it will create the security of the Red Sea. Now that's why you see the movement of the cities and the movement of the US, and now people are aware that Wagner may enter through Central Africa. Darfur. There is a lot of voices now. There's a strong rumors through social media that Wagner they are standing near the border with Chad to enter Khartoum. If the international community wait for quite longer, that I can say openly, you may not any place called Khartoum or Sudan in the very near future. Thank you, Mr. Pramod.
Thank you, Khalid. For a very interesting and comprehensive remarks. We are really sorry for the internet issues. Let me not take much time. We hardly have 10 minutes. So let me share 2 questions. We are getting lots of questions, but due to internet problem, we have to cut it short. Let me, maybe you can highlight 2 questions. One is that, what is the role of global powers like the US or Russia, China, and the European Union in the Sudan crisis? What is their role? Who is playing a major role, and what kind of constructive or role they have? Second is, do you see the role of international mediation that can help in resolving the crisis? If yes, who can be the credible actor that can play a role to diffuse the tension in Sudan? Over to you, Khalid.
I think that the US have started to play a very important role, of course, because of the security of the Red Sea. And as I said, which is I don't believe in that looking at national democratic government. Yes, the important that it big and the council was big and that intervened strongly to end the military law in Sudan, but unfortunately they didn't do. And unfortunately they're there. They have a lot of Khartoum. They were very close, surprisingly, to the ex-Muslims regime, and they have strengthened a lot. The role of the international community, as they have mentioned, they can play through the neighboring country. But unfortunately, one of the very problematic neighboring country, I would say openly, is the Egyptian. The Egyptian always play a very negative role in Sudan to be transferred to democratic country, because the Egyptian, the common man or the common Sudanese people, they're saying they're only looting our own gold, our own resources, and they're controlling. They have a control and they have very good relation with SAF. As most of our officers, they are graduating from the Nasser military institution in Egypt. The UK, I'm not trying to be biased, since I'm working in the British embassy as a political officer, but I have seen a lot of moves. Of course, they have their own interests from the embassy or from through supporting the office of the ex-prime minister who comes after the revolution. We have played a very important role of doing that, supporting the civilians' power here, the civil society, and also we have supported also the political parties. Because, as you know, the political parties, they suffered from the 30 years of dictatorship regime. They didn't even hold their own convention. So the Security Council also, they can play a very important role by making a strong decision against the two generals. The two generals, they have to face like kind of sanctions for their own interests. They have a lot of money. They have a lot of companies. They have a lot of interest in the West, and I think the international community had them. But I'm still waiting for more role. I can say also there's also kind of role should be played by some other countries also, where the Sudan might fall into terrorism and Muslim terrorism, because as you know, Sudan is the open border from the Boko Haram, from Nigeria and from Chad, and also from IS. Because one of the leaders who was being arrested yesterday by RSF, he said that he's a member of IS who support the army. Anyway, I can also looking forward from support from our Indian friend and from friendly country like your country, Nepal, who are enjoying democracy, enjoying elected government and something like that through the civil societies. In the future, beyond war and after war, I think we are looking for such kind of rule to be played by democratic country or peace-loving country through academics and through their own instrument and through organizations.
Thank you, Khalid. Thank you, Dr. Khalid Abdullahev. Thank you very much for your interesting discussion and a very important issue of today. We are really grateful for your valuable time. I, on behalf of NICE and all audience, would like to thank you for your kind presence and valuable time. We hope to have you in real in Kathmandu in future. I would also like to thank all audience for the wonderful question. Khalid, wish you good luck and good luck for your country. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.